Two big topics this week, obviously Trudeau in Fort McMurray at last on Friday, but also the debate about electoral reform. I know it's complicated and we've dealt with this already, but the political question is the accusation from both the Conservatives and the NDP that already the Liberals have stacked the deck to get an answer they already want, which is the preferential ballot.
Yeah. The argument of stacking the deck is that they've just set up this committee like any parliamentary committee that with their numbers, they're the majority, they get a majority in the committee.
6 Liberals on it, 3 Conservatives, 1 NDP.
It would look routine except for the fact that they took 7 months to get to this point. So you have to ask, if they were just going to set up a standard parliamentary committee, which is what they've done, what were they talking about all this time? What was why all the delay? And that makes you think that they were at least considering some other alignment of the committee and decide not to. So to that degree, yeah, it looks like stacking the deck.
I think that the key word to look for is in their 5 criteria, one of them says avoiding complexity.
Yes.
Now, if you want to avoid complexity, there's really only one alternative, which just happens to be the one Trudeau wants, which just happens to be the one that they believe will benefit the Liberals, which is the ranked balloting, because you don't have to redistrict. The other models of proportional representation are very complicated.
Hey, Evan, I've got a simpler solution, the status quo. Every poll shows that people like the status quo. If the status quo was on the table, the Liberals have taken it off, it would probably be the front runner right now. And it's very simple. People like the simple ballot we have now. I think the big, the elephant in the room on this.
It is conventional, and I get it. Defending the status quo is very Canadian. I'm glad you've taken that position. But I will say this. The one fundamental question that all the status quo folks, and I agree it's worked in some manner, have to answer is the false majority question. 9 million voters didn't get their votes count. 38%, 39% of the vote, 55% of the seats, 100% of the power.
Ranked balloting still gives you false majorities because people's first choices get knocked off, right? You can make exactly the same argument you can about first past the post.
I would say this, one of the things that we took away, which was the per vote subsidy, I always thought mitigated the imbalance of the first past the post, because even though you didn't get elected, you still got a couple bucks and you could build a party. So I think actually taking that away made the imbalance of first past the post
That's
worse.
A good point.
All right.
I'll give you that one. That one,
and I'll take it. Getting something from Geddes is something. Justin Trudeau, he's in Fort Mac on Friday.
Yeah.
There, of course, this is a fine balance, right? If you show up too early, you look like you're grandstanding. If you show up too late, you look like you're uncaring. Yeah. Did he find the right balance?
I think he has, because had he gone earlier than this, almost anything he would have done would have been read as photo ops, right? Now we've kind of gotten past the point where it looked like he was pouncing on the situation. It sounds like I'm just praising his PR acumen, but man, this is good, eh? Long enough from the emergency point that it doesn't look like he's going into a dangerous place and distracting attention from the work at hand, but still close enough to the evacuation and that it looks like he's moving. You know, he wants to be there.
That's I would agree with you.
It's a smart
I'm going
move.
to give you one.
Oh,
I agree with you.
It's
I just think
this week.
I would say though, this is a big opportunity for a big reset.
Yeah.
After generations where the West and specifically Alberta did not trust. Obviously, the Liberal Party and certainly Ottawa goes back to the National Energy Program, goes back actually to Confederation. Yeah. This is an opportunity, if Trudeau comes not just with a message of hugs, but actually real opportunities and real support.
And money.
Goodness and
Let's
money.
face it, money. He's got to have money on the table.
And maybe a pipeline. This is an opportunity for a radical reset with those relationships. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely true.